Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am setting up for the 100-day project. Haven't been very inspired this year. I don't have a really good idea. But I also don't want to do something as involved as last year. Last year was the 100 Days of Color. That was, even though I didn't do it every single day, I read every day, researched every day for all those colors. So I don't want to do that. And I've seen a few videos on creating landscapes on the gel plate, so that's my plan. And a lot of them will take the paper, center it up and then tape it on the side. But if I do that, you're not going to get a very good view because it'll go down and up and down and up. You won't get a very good view of the whole thing. So I just put a couple marks on here and I'm just going to do my best to line it up so that it'll go down each time in the same spot. It's not 100% perfect, but as long as I get it to where the multiple layers are in the same spot, I should be okay. Yeah. Now, I get bored easily. If you haven't noticed, I do a lot of different things on my channel. So 100 days of landscapes might be pushing it for me. So I will say this. They will be landscapes. They might get, they're already going to be abstract. But they might get really interesting with mark making and stencils and stuff. Because that's just how I roll. I probably won't upload a video every day, but I will try to post a picture in the community tab. I'll also put it on Instagram and on my Facebook page every day so you can see what I did that day. I do have a 1-week vacation, which I probably won't have internet. So I'm going to try and do those ahead of time. It's a couple days before I think this is supposed to start on the 21st or 22nd. I'm going to have to double check that. Anyways, so I'm doing this part ahead of time to explain it, and then I'm going to start a day early, and maybe I'll get one posted on the first day. Yeah, so I'll do mine one day ahead. That way I can post them. Instead of posting them in the middle of the night after work and all that stuff. Anyway, so just to tell you that after this, it'll be 2 seconds for you and we will do the first one. It's going to be a couple days for me. All right, see you in a bit. So for day 1, I saw somebody that was doing landscapes. They used some graphite powder. I don't have graphite powder, so I used a fingernail file and a pencil. And it actually does leave a little grittiness to the print. It works, I think. So I started making this dark color thinking I'm making the mountain, and then I realized I should probably do a light background first before I put down the black mountain. Plus the graphite won't show up on that black stuff, the dark stuff. So yeah, I'm just mixing up. Now I got a few colors of Amsterdam acrylics on clearance at Michael's just maybe a week or so ago, and I've never used Amsterdam acrylics, and I believe these are all opaque. I could be wrong about that, but they feel pretty opaque. Of course, I'm adding a little bit of white to them. The white is not Amsterdam, but I feel like I need to lighten them up. I also have seen somebody doing watercolors, and she mentioned adding, she called it a bit of the mother. So the mother color. Oops, tore that. We'll fix it. And I hadn't heard of that, but I got the idea. I'm like, you take one color, you add it to every color that you use in your painting, and then they all sort of kind of go together. So it's not like crazy, vibrant, different kind of things. So I do quite a, I did this one and the next one, and I am on to, I'm ahead a few days. So I have been doing that. I did finally look up a bit of the mother. So with this paper here, I'm creating my mountains, if you can't tell. And just, so I decided the yellow ochre was my mother color. And I mixed a few colors together there to make brown. I'm not showing you the mixing process. I'm not the best at mixing. But if you guys want to see it on future videos, let me know if that would be interesting to you. But okay, so the mother color technique is an art technique that uses one color, the mother color, in every other color of a painting. And it says it can be used in several different types of paintings. Well, I had read further, like I went on, I finally searched that and looked it up, and they suggest using your focal image color as the mother color. I didn't know that till recently. So, I just picked yellow ochre to do it. Now, I'm using Hammermill paper for the print, but I am using Walmart paper for the masking, for creating my masks for my mountains. I'll have to figure out something a little bit more conservative, because that took a few pages to a paper. Though I want to use it up. I don't like it. It doesn't print well on the gel plate. I'm told if you do paper dyeing, eco dyeing or whatever, eco printing, that the cheap stuff works well with that. So if I have any left over after this project, that's might be where it goes. So I think I felt like I got too much on there. You do want to, if you're doing the mother color technique, you do want to add a little bit, but you do need to be cautious, especially if like you're putting, if yellow ochre is your color and blue is what you're doing, and you don't want it to turn green necessarily. You just have to be careful. Anyways, I'm using this lid, and it's, yeah. I have some palette paper around somewhere. I'm going to find it and start using that. It'll be easier. I tried taking off a little bit of the paint to make it a little bit more transparent. And I did mountains on the top and the bottom. It's supposed to be like a reflection, even though my mountains don't match up. The next day, which is on this video, I tear the papers together, the top and bottom, so it looks more like an actual reflection. This is my first attempt. What can I say? I'm trying to find the middle. I feel like there needs to be like a horizon line, so that you can tell the top from the bottom. Maybe a glazing with a transparent color on the bottom would have been good. But it's done now. So I take, oh, I did do a wider field. That's right. I was going to do the horizon, and then I decided one more layer and then we'll do the horizon. So I did the brown just straight across. It'll be like a hill in front of the mountains. And then use that same paper. And sorry, this got cut out, but I used the yellow ochre and a little bit of white is all I did for that. But it looked really stark, so I decided I would pull the rest of that, and I need more. So I'm going to take that color and just paint it onto just what's left of it and paint it onto the gel plate to create, I don't know, ripples in the water is the idea. But like I said, this was my first attempt. I think it'll, well, after 100 days, maybe I'll have it mastered, right? And maybe have the lining up of the printing mastered too, maybe. One can hope. All right, so there's that one. Yeah, that's it. That's all you get. Yeah, the next one's better. It is. So I'm doing the same thing. Still using the Amsterdam acrylics. I can't remember. I think there's an orange, so I think I added orange, and I made orange be the mother color this time. I can't remember if I put graphite down on this piece or not. We'll be able to tell when I lift that if it's got some grunge. Of course, I haven't cleaned the plate in between, so there might be some other stuff on there. Nope, no graphite. So this time I'm sketching out a mountain. Kind of looks like Mount Timpanogos from my neighborhood. Folding it in half, and then I'll tear it. That way the bottom and the top match each other better. And yes, this is not an exact replica of Mount Timpanogos. This is just, fun stuff. And I decided to have oh no, I didn't. I was thinking was gonna try to not have everything be in the middle, like too much in the middle. Or maybe it wasn't orange. Maybe it's the brown that is the mother this time. So I've done a little bit of blue, some white, and the brown, and I need more white and more blue. And it actually really does not take a lot of paint to, so I've got way more paint out there on that palette than I need, because it really doesn't take that much. Pardon my cough, sorry. And yeah, I just left that orange that was already down there. We'll see what it does. And I do want it kind of transparent, so I brayer off again a little bit. I forget, like I go to put it, I'm like, wait, I need to pull the papers off. All right, I have a little bit of blue. We're just gonna make that disappear. And I'm using my Baron from, I think it's Cody Woodcrafts, I think is what it is, on Etsy. He has some great Barons, and it's just saving my hands. You can do it with your hands. I just feel like I can put a little bit more pressure. So here's how I'm conserving paper. I'm tearing the next one out of the previous mountain. And then just using that to cover things up. And then we'll add the next color. I think that color is raw sienna, if I'm thinking correctly. I could go dig out my paints, but it's kind of a hassle. I have too many paints. Somebody on Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists Facebook group posted that somebody needed to stop her from buying any more paint. Yeah, somebody needs to stop me. I went to Michael's the other day to pick up a measuring tape, actually, and they didn't have a measuring tape. And when I'm in Michael's, I have to go check clearance, right? You have to check clearance. Well, they had some Expert Amsterdam on clearance. I'm not sure how good a deal it was, but I'd never used it, so I wanted to use it. So I picked up those. I think about 5, maybe 6 colors. And then they had the Core, is it QOR, watercolor set, like a beginner set. I've always wanted to try those. That was on clearance, so I bought that. That one was still very pricey. And they had some golden fluid paints, just a few colors. So, of course, I got each of the colors that was on clearance. What else did I pick up? Oh, some Distress ink was on clearance, and some Distress sprays were on clearance. So yeah, if you haven't been into your local Michael's lately, you might want to check it out. Of course, the Ranger stuff disappears really fast. I'm trying to get my papers to line up here, but it's not working. So we're just gonna wing it on the coverage portion. So I'll just add some pieces, bits and pieces, just to make that so it works. Just add the scraps, just cover up the areas that the brayer might get, right? So this is, I will put a list of the paints that I use in the description box below. It won't have the exact combination mixing, but if you're interested in what color of Amsterdam paints I used for this project, I will pull them out before I upload this video and add them so that you have it. I tried once putting that paint on, see, and then running the brayer over it. It just lifts it all up. I guess it's enough. It's enough of a line. So this is going to be our horizon line. Hopefully that's lined up good. There we go. Now we need to make it look like water, right? So this time, I think I use a plastic card. I'm enhancing that spot and then just going through and creating lines with the card. And yeah, if that's Mount Timpanogos, that is Utah Lake. And yeah, it's a lot further away than that. Though I think if you're standing in the right spot, you can see Timpanogos reflected in the water on a calm day. But there's that one. I think it's done. See, that one's improved from the last one. So maybe, you know, well, they're not all going to be in this style. So we'll see what happens. So do you like what I'm doing for the 100-day project? What do you think? Do you like that idea, that technique? Let me know your thoughts. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and I hope you have an awesome day.